yeah? Why
You slated me and I beat you.
Gem's going for it. Gem's going for it.
If someone told me you were f***ing me up, I would speak to you to your face.